आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनकही कहानियाँ। आइए हम सुने विज्ञान की अनसुनी कहानियाँ। एक नई दुनिया की आवाज़ आपकी आवाज़, विज्ञान की आवाज़, की आवाज़।
Celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we bring you all a podcast series on STEM popularization. That is, science, technology, engineering, mathematics and medicine. Supported and catalyzed by the National Council for Science and Technology Communication, the Government of India. Program is produced by Media for Community Foundation. Creative content and technical support is given by Farzeen Sultan.
एक नई दुनिया की आवाज़ आपकी आवाज़, विज्ञान की आवाज़, की आवाज़, की आवाज़।
ऊर्जा हमारे जीवन का एक अनिवार्य हिस्सा है। यह हमारे घरों और व्यवसाय को चलाती है, हमारे वाहनों को संचालित करती है और हमारे उपकरणों को संचालित करती है। ऊर्जा के बिना हमारा आधुनिक समाज अस्तित्व में नहीं आ सकता था। ऊर्जा कई रूपों में मौजूद हो सकती है, जैसे कि प्रकाश, गर्मी, रासायनिक ऊर्जा, विद्युत ऊर्जा और यांत्रिक ऊर्जा। ऊर्जा रूपांतरण वह प्रक्रिया है जिसके द्वारा एक रूप की ऊर्जा को दूसरे रूप में परिवर्तित किया जाता है। उदाहरण के लिए, एक सोलर पैनल प्रकाश ऊर्जा को विद्युत ऊर्जा में परिवर्तित करता है, जबकि एक बैटरी विद्युत ऊर्जा को रासायनिक ऊर्जा में संग्रहित करती है। ऊर्जा भंडारण वह प्रक्रिया है जिसके द्वारा ऊर्जा को बाद में उपयोग के लिए संग्रहित किया जाता है। उदाहरण के लिए, एक हाइड्रो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक पावर प्लांट पानी की क्षमता ऊर्जा को विद्युत ऊर्जा में परिवर्तित करता है और फिर इसे बाद में उपयोग के लिए बैटरी में संग्रहित करता है। ऊर्जा रूपांतरण और भंडारण कई महत्वपूर्ण कारणों से महत्वपूर्ण है। सबसे पहले, वे हमें ऊर्जा का अधिक कुशलता से उपयोग करने की अनुमति देते हैं। उदाहरण के लिए, एक घर जो सौर पैनलों का उपयोग करता है वह ग्रिड से कम ऊर्जा खरीद सकता है। दूसरे, ऊर्जा रूपांतरण और भंडारण हमें नवीनीकरणीय ऊर्जा स्रोतों से अधिक ऊर्जा प्राप्त करने की अनुमति देता है। उदाहरण के लिए, सौर और पवन ऊर्जा स्रोत केवल दिन के कुछ समय में उपलब्ध होते हैं, लेकिन ऊर्जा भंडारण हमें इन स्रोतों से रात में भी ऊर्जा का उपयोग करने की अनुमति देता है। ऊर्जा रूपांतरण और भंडारण हमें अधिक लचीला बिजली ग्रिड बनाने में मदद करते हैं। उदाहरण के लिए, बैटरी बिजली ग्रिड में अचानक परिवर्तनों को अवशोषित करने में मदद कर सकती है, जो ग्रिड की विफलता को रोकने में मदद कर सकती है। ऊर्जा रूपांतरण और भंडारण हमारे भविष्य के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है। वे हमें एक अधिक ऊर्जा कुशल, टिकाऊ और लचीला समाज बनाने में मदद करेंगे। इसी विषय पर आज हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए जुड़ी हैं साइंटिस्ट एफ, सेंटर फॉर नैनो मटेरियल्स में कार्यरत डॉक्टर बीवी शारदा।
सबसे पहले जानेंगे ARCI हैदराबाद में कार्यरत साइंटिस्ट बीवी शारदा के बारे में।
I am Dr. B.V. Sharada, working as a senior scientist at Center for Nanomaterials at ARCI. By training, I am a physicist where I did my MSc and MPhil in physics at Sri Venkateshwara University and University of Hyderabad. Then I moved on to the University of Tokyo to do my PhD in the Faculty of Engineering. And then I came back and joined as a scientist at ARCI. And by profession, I am a material scientist and an electrochemist in particular.
अब जानेंगे कि मैम का रिसर्च एरिया क्या है और वो किस किस चीज़ पर शोध कर रही हैं।
As I already mentioned, I'm an electrochemist and I basically work on materials for energy conversion and storage. So in the energy conversion part, I worked on thin film solar cells, which are CIJ-based solar cells, where it is adopting the photovoltaic technology. And more importantly, recently I'm working on the energy storage materials, including lithium-ion batteries, sodium-sulfur batteries, sodium-ion batteries, and supercapacitors. So these are very important for a common man, especially with the government's penetration of electric vehicles into the market by 2030. The Indian market requires the batteries and battery materials especially. Although industries are making batteries by importing the battery materials, the making of the materials in India is still not there. So that is where the research that I am doing is very important. And the other work I am doing is on biomedical implants, which is again a very important research topic, which is useful for common man, because we are again importing all the implants, most of the implants. So that is where we need to stop importing and make indigenously, which will become cheaper for a common man. So these two are the main topics I am working on.
अब हम जानेंगे कि इनकी रिसर्च कॉमन मैन और स्टेम के लिए कैसे यूजफुल है।
Basically, without a basic research, we cannot go into the technology or bring it into the market. So in the STEM, the basic characterization of these materials that we are working on is very, very important. That's what we are doing. With a mandate of ARCI, you must have heard, the mandate of ARCI is to start from basic research and then translate into the technology and transfer to Indian industry. So the starting point itself is very useful for STEM because we do all the characterization that are required for the materials.
चलिए अब आगे जानते हैं मैम की पूर्व रिसर्च क्या थी और फ्यूचर रिसर्च गोल्स क्या हैं और प्रेजेंट में मैम किस पर रिसर्च कर रही हैं।
So, as I mentioned, I did my PhD at the University of Tokyo in the Faculty of Engineering, where my lab was working there again on the translational research. And I was working on diamond thin films, which are conducting and are useful for biomedical applications. So, the university worked with an industry to develop the biosensors for detecting the brain fluids like serotonin, dopamine, etc., which are in picomolar concentrations. Then back in India, after I came back, I started working on the energy conversion materials and the energy storage materials. Right now, I'm working on the lithium-sulfur batteries, which have very high energy density even compared to the lithium-ion batteries, which are already in the market. So this lithium-sulfur battery is a future material. So here, the energy density is very high, allowing the vehicles to travel very long distances compared to the batteries when lithium-ion batteries are used. And also, it is very useful for the aerospace applications, because of the very high energy density, and one British company has already shown. So we want to make this indigenously so that we can have our own lithium sulfur batteries. As I said, we are concentrating on the materials, so that because the materials research is very important, and these materials will be used to make the lithium sulfur batteries. And also they are cheaper compared to the lithium ion batteries. And as I said, the other work I am doing is on biomedical implant coatings. So we use titanium implants and the stainless steel implants. Still these corrode in the body, which cause problems to the body. So by having a biocompatible coating on these implants will be very useful, especially for the diabetic patients, because they have very high sugar levels, and these coatings are highly biocompatible. They are called hydroxyapatite coatings. They are part of the bone actually. So these protect the implant and also our body from the corrosion. So in India, we still do not have any industry supplying these. In fact, in biomedical implants itself, except the stents that few of the companies are doing and the stainless steel implants that we are making, mostly India is still not into the market. But now we are working very seriously on this topic with Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute, which is our sister institute from DST, and they are doing the biocompatibility tests, whereas we are making these implants using additive manufacturing and coating by using the electrochemical technologies. The lithium also, we are already into the business, like India is already into the business, and many companies, industries are making the lithium-ion batteries by importing the material from China or the other countries. However, ARCI has for the first time in India transferred the technology of lithium iron phosphate, which is a cathode material for lithium ion batteries, to a Hyderabad-based company. And that company, in fact, has started an incubator in our own ARCI campus. And they have already got the land for making a plant in Divitipalli, just next to Amar Raja Batteries. And they will be making the material and supplying to Amar Raja and the other industries which are making the batteries. We have plenty of battery making companies, but this material making, we are the first.
हमारा भारत किस रैंक पर है इनकी इस रिसर्च में, आइए ये भी जानते हैं.
As I mentioned, this Altmin is one company which has taken our technology. So they have the exclusive rights even to sell in areas other than India. And as I said, they have the incubator. Now they are making the materials at larger quantities and supplying to different industries so that they can validate this material. We are only 1% electric vehicles in whole of the electric vehicles, whereas in Asia itself, if you see, it is about 10%. The electric vehicles number is 10% among all the vehicles. So with this, we want to, and also government's mandate is that at least 30% of the vehicles should be electric vehicles by 2030. We need these materials for the batteries, and we are going to make it. Especially 2 and 3 wheelers. You see a lot of them on roads. Indian market is very good for the 2 and 3 wheelers, both in villages and especially in the 2 and 3 wheelers. They don't travel hundreds of kilometers. They travel within the city. And the LFP material that ARCI has made and transferred the technology is a tropically friendly material, cathode material. This fire and all that doesn't happen with this material. And in 2-wheelers, especially when there is no good thermal safety issues, this material will work very well for the 2 and 3 wheelers, and it is going very fast now in the market also. So the research is also required accordingly.
क्या इंडिया के कोई कॉम्पिटिटर्स भी हैं इस फील्ड में, आइए ये भी जानते हैं.
So country wise, if you see, China is top among the Asian countries, and South Korea is also doing very well. Japan, for example, and UK, Elon Musk is completely into this, and also in Europe. But India is not very far from them. It has entered very quickly into this market, and also we are making our own batteries, and with this materials technology is also coming into picture as translation and transfer to industries. We'll be on par with any of the countries, and making our own material is always very good, because all these accidents with the electric vehicles can be avoided, because when we import from other countries, cost is very important, and because of that we are compromising on the material. So when we can make our own material in our country, indigenizing completely this technology will make battery cheaper and also available more for us. Lithium sulfur batteries have 10 times more, or at least 5 times more the energy density compared to the lithium ion batteries, and sulfur is an abundant material. In lithium ion batteries, we use lithium based electrodes both in cathode and anode, or graphite. So in lithium sulfur batteries, we are using cathode, sulfur as cathode. This is abundant and very cheap. The only problem with lithium sulfur batteries, although it is giving very high energy density, the cycle life is still a problem, which we are working on, and we have found some methods to increase the cycle life. And if this lithium sulfur batteries really come into the market, the vehicles can really travel several hundreds of kilometers with EV with one single charge. And also the size of the battery, because of the high energy density, will be very less. So that will be useful even for aerospace applications. We can use it. We are also working on supercapacitors, and especially I am working on aqueous based supercapacitors. So the difference between the batteries and supercapacitors is that batteries have very high energy density, whereas supercapacitors have high power density. So it is like if you take a cup and a bottle, the way water comes out of it is like battery, and the water that is coming out of a cup is like a supercapacitor. So the power is given in minutes. So the charge-discharge cycle, it gets charged in 1 minute and discharged in few minutes. Whereas battery gets charged in 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it gets discharged in many hours. You can travel long distances. So the supercapacitors can be used for start-stop applications in the electric vehicles itself, and for the power tool applications where you have to fit in the screws. You can fit in about 20 screws just with one charge because very high power is coming over there. And aqueous based supercapacitors is one compared even to the carbon based supercapacitors because we are using aqueous electrolyte. This aqueous electrolyte makes it very environmental friendly and hazard free.
चलिए जानते हैं इनके कितने रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश हुए हैं और इन्हें कितने अवार्ड से सम्मानित किया गया है और साथ ही कि इन्होंने कितने पेटेंट अब तक फाइल कर दिए हैं।
I have about more than 70 papers published in very high impact factor journals, and I also have 11 patents, both Indian and international patents, and these patents both from my PhD and the present work. And also I have written several book chapters, and I was an important part of a book in editing also. And then regarding the awards, I have received a JSP, it is a very prestigious fellowship during my PhD and postdoctoral fellow. And I also have been elected as Fellow of Telangana Academy of Sciences.
आने वाली यंग जनरेशन के लिए मैम ने क्या संदेश दिया है, चलिए सुनते हैं।
To the youth who is interested in a safe material for the batteries and also an environmental friendly process. Also the school children, they should get interested in first research. That is very, very important for India because it helps in making our own materials, our own devices, our own equipment that we require. That is one message. And second is that they should have a passion for the research, which we all are working with. Okay, that passion in my own topic, my own research really brings the transfer to of the technology, and that really comes into the market. So these two are the main important things that I want to tell all the youth who are into research and especially into the EV research, because that is very much required for India now. Thank you. Thank you very much.
उम्मीद है आपको हमारा कार्यक्रम ज़रूर पसंद आया होगा। तो चलिए आज के कार्यक्रम में आखिर में फिर हाजिर हैं हम एक साइंटिफिक फैक्ट के साथ। लिथियम आयन बैटरियों का आविष्कार पहली बार 1970 के दशक में हुआ था, लेकिन वह 1990 के दशक तक व्यावसायिक रूप से उपलब्ध नहीं थी। पर आज के समय में लिथियम आयन बैटरियाँ दुनिया में सबसे अधिक उपयोग किए जाने वाली रिचार्जेबल बैटरी है। तो आज के इस कार्यक्रम में इतना ही। उम्मीद है आपको हमारा आज का ये कार्यक्रम ज़रूर पसंद आया होगा। अब हमें दीजिए अनुमति। नमस्कार।